Refluxing a reaction involves heating a volatile solvent with a non-volatile solute. A water-cooled condenser is needed to prevent the volatile solvent from evaporating during the long heating process. A tube is attached from the water source to the bottom port of the condenser. Water travels up the jacketed condenser and cools the interior air. As the reaction mixture heats up, the molecules move faster and the solvent goes into the vapor phase. When the vapors reach the cooled tube, they will recondense and fall back into the flask. Because the water is cooling the condenser, the vapors are not allowed to escape through the top. Heating a reaction this way can allow it to proceed for hours or even days without losing volume. Weigh out the wintergreen directly into a round bottom flask. You will need to add a magnetic stir bar to your flask. It may look like a Tic Tac, or it may look like a pizza slice. Drop it into your reaction mixture. Add sodium hydroxide to the flask and wipe out the inside of the flask neck with a Kim wipe. If you skip this step, the joints may get stuck together and we will not be able to take it apart. Clamp the neck of the flask and wipe out the outside joint of the condenser. Place the round bottom flask in the heating block on the hot plate. Connect a hose from the bottom port of the condenser to the water. A hose should also be connected from the top port that leads to the drain in the hood. Make sure it sits in the drain or you will have a big mess. Begin heating and stirring. The mixture may not stir right away, and that is okay. Turn the water on just enough for water to exit out the top and make sure it drains. The water flow does not need to be high, it just needs to have enough where it goes in the bottom and out the top. If the reaction mixture is clumpy and does not appear to stir, use a glass stir rod to disrupt the precipitate that formed. Also make sure the flask is clamped as close to the middle of the stir plate as possible. This will help with the stirring. If after breaking up the chunks and repositioning the flask, the mixture still isn't stirring, add a few drops of sodium hydroxide to the top of the condenser and it will run down the sides into the flask. Heat the reaction mixture under reflux for 30 minutes. Reflux time should begin when you can see bubbles in the reaction mixture, showing that it is boiling. If you cannot tell if it is boiling or you can see bubbles, turn the stirring off so that you can see the bubbles. If after 30 minutes the mixture still smells like wintergreen or looks oily on top, heat it for a longer period of time. When the reaction is complete, raise the entire setup above the heating block. Remove the condenser as soon as it is cool enough to handle. Don't wait too long or the joints may get stuck together. Remove the stir bar with forceps. Pour the mixture into a beaker. Slowly add sulfuric acid. Check the pH by stirring the mixture with a glass stir rod and dotting it onto a strip of pH paper. It should be around 2. Cool the mixture in an ice bath for about 10 minutes. Filter. Recrystallize with water.
Add a very small amount of water and have some water heating in a separate beaker in case you need to add more. Heat the mixture of water and crystals and add hot water as needed to dissolve the crystals. Remember to add a minimal amount of water. Once it is dissolved, cool to room temperature, then cool it on ice and filter again. Don't forget to get a mass and a melting point to confirm the product's identity.